Yeah, look at that. And then we'll do a Q&A. Let's see, this is Q&A and the summary. See, now I've got it all figured out. Don't you worry. In case y'all were all wondering, what is she even doing? She doesn't know. And get that shit off my screen. Hold on. Why is that on there? I don't want it on there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now I'm back to the chat. There we go. No, I don't. That's not what I'm doing. We're showing that. We're gonna put a star on it. We're gonna put it. No, we're gonna put a star on that one too. Oh frig. I'm a dummy. This is also why I actually at one point had given sorry y'all. I'm super super insecure. Anyways, I had given Sasquatch a link and given him certain permissions to Izzy to this to my room so that like if ever he was sitting around not doing shit and he saw me attempting to run my own live stream and epically failing, he has access to this so that he can do whatever he wants to. So that's you know that's for because I'm just that I'm a little ass kisser. Um, no, he's actually really good at that. I know I need to look into that, and I probably need to figure out how to um, connect my Cash App or like whatever, and leave it either in the description or pin it to the chat or whatever. I don't know though. Sometimes it's just one of those things I don't really feel like. I don't really feel like I have. Um, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. I don't really feel like I have um, the right to do that. I don't know. I just, I guess because everything's been going on with me over the last year, and the fact that I haven't been able to consistently put out content the way I would like to put out content is why I haven't done that. So uh, I do have a Cash App. I do. I'd like will send me money like in my personal life all the time, but like not all the time. I used to have a PayPal, and my PayPal actually got fished here on YouTube, and when that happened, I just stopped. I literally stopped using any kind of electronic money transfer for about a year and a half until I got Cash App, and since I've got Cash App, and it's a little bit easier for me to use because I can lock the pin, I can change it, I can do all that shit right from my phone, um, which I'm sure you could do with PayPal, but like PayPal was a little bit different for me then. Um, I like Cash App. And yeah, my son, he's got Venmo and Cash App because he was asking me one day. I was like, "You got Cash App?" He was like, "Yeah, but I got a Venmo too. Do you not have Venmo?" I'm like, "No." Should I? He's like, "Yeah." And Chime, and I've gotten lectures about not having a Chime card. Um, I don't like banks. I understand that we, as a society, are capitalist, and so therefore, money is a very real thing in a sense. Y'all already know how I feel about that. Y'all know how I feel about money. It's nice to have it. Like today, it was nice to have it. When I went to Goodwill, I got some really cool stuff. Give me a second, I'll show you guys. I got it is I need another hoodie. Like I need another hole in the head, but I had to. So what I was gonna do, I have a video that I'm trying to work on, and in the video, I talked about what I want to be my resolution for next year, um, which is to like really get a grip on my impulse buying. It's not just that, there's a lot of stuff I do impulsively, but buying is one of those things that I really want to like try to get a hold on, because it could just it's potentially something that could cause problems. It has caused problems in my life before. Today, had I run out of gas, it would have sucked because I knew that I shouldn't have spent that much money at Goodwill. I didn't even spend that much money at Goodwill, but I knew that the gas was low. But I was told I would be fine, and so I just went ahead and spent the money. But like, had I run out of gas, that would have sucked because did I really need this stuff? No. Like I was saying in my video, nobody needs to go to Goodwill. It's like we all want to go to Goodwill. We're encouraged to go to Goodwill. We're compelled to go to Goodwill, but nobody needs to go to Goodwill. Like I wanted to go there today because I hadn't been in a while, and I've been feeling like a little bummed out, and I just was like feeling some type of way. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I'm not a I don't like polka dots. I'm a stripe person. There was so much striped stuff in there today, but nothing that was really like my style. But there was some tie-dyed stuff, and it was a hoodie, and it was awesome because it had this specific kind of neckline that I like. And I found a T-shirt that has some stuff and the word madness on the back of it, and I was like, did I need to get that? Fuck no. Should I have spent that money? Probably not. Am I gonna take it back? No. Why? Because I'll just make more money here in a little while, or tomorrow, or whenever. Like I'm constantly selling stuff, consigning stuff, trading stuff. So I'm never actually broke. I'm just always doing stuff. But people don't always. What's up? How you doing? You're not out auditing? Has anybody heard about Brooklyn? Did he get out? I'm pretty sure he got out. I hope he got out. It's some really awesome stuff that you guys do, and like I was saying, I think it was in the chat yesterday. It takes some balls to do that, especially the way things are today. You just never know how they're going to respond. You never know, like from their side of things too. They don't necessarily know what you guys are out there doing. Even when you guys say, "Hey, I'm just here doing my 1A thing," whatever. Um, they don't know that, and like, uh, totally off course thing. I was watching today. I watch law and crime, and sometimes I'll watch like older cases uh, that's happened. And I saw one today where this kid at Texas Tech, this has been like back in 2017, he accidentally like shot off a round in his apartment that was like, it was college, it was like student living area. And when the gun fell, it fired and it shot a hole through like the neighboring apartment. Nobody was injured, but the cops came, the campus police came to talk to the dude. And of course, he wasn't there, but his roommates let him in. And there was like drugs and paraphernalia all in his room and shit like that. So when dude does end up showing back up, they of course take him down to the campus police station, and they were going to transfer him, but they wanted to talk to him first, and they take him down there, and the kid somehow they patted him down, and he had a gun on him, and they did not find that gun. And when he gets into the little interview room of the campus police station, he just pulls out a gun and like shoots the campus officer, like like that kind of shit. That's so it's so like I get it. But if you guys didn't do what then they wouldn't be forced to turn around and reflect some of the shit that they do or what they got going on in their departments that needs to be addressed and makes change come about. So like I have mad respect for people that do 1A stuff and any kind of auditing, like for that matter. Like I get mouthy with the cops. I don't necessarily I don't necessarily try to flex on them any more than I have to. But like for example, there's been times where I've been pulled over and I knew that it was a legal traffic stop. I knew that they were fucking way overstepping their boundaries. They were violating my rights and stuff. So I would call them on it, and then things went kind of differently. It was like it's a back and forth this one time. But yeah, they really do bank on people not knowing the law and just complying because they don't know the law. And so they'll run all over your fucking ass if you let them. They really will. Like, they were going to do that to my buddy one night when me and him both got pulled over together. Thank God I was the one driving and I was the one doing the talking because I let the cop know real quick he was so in the wrong for following us the way he did as long as he did and then pull us over. He was totally out of jurisdiction. It was just a whole bunch of shit. Um, I still went to jail, but I got to sign myself out and had to show up for the next day for my court appearance and all that. But still, I, for the most part, I try to stay out of trouble. Sasquatch always disagrees with me because he's like, you don't have a driver's license. I know. I've never had one. And so far, the way me and the judge and the law enforcement have had our back and forth every single time, and the way it goes out in court, um, I end up getting my tickets thrown out, and then I don't have to pay any fines. Now, in order for me to get my driver's license, I have to go pay a speeding ticket. That's not something I can go and debate and get thrown out. I have to fucking pay that before I can go and get my license. That's why I don't have a driver's license. That, and then I'd have to pay the ticket, go and get driving insurance, which I'd have to get on my parents' insurance for a little while. And I have a friend that actually sells insurance, so I can actually probably get it cheaper. But do that and go and take the test. And y'all know me and people and like go sit in the DMV to take the test and then drive around with some stranger and have them criticize my driving. Like, I can't. They don't want you to take the driving test while you're impaired. So I can't take the Xanax and then go take the test. Because if I did, then I'd probably still pass the test. I'd probably be able to tolerate the driving instructor, but like, oh, damn it. But I should probably just go and do all that and do it the legal way so that I don't get in trouble because then I would probably stay off of my ass about me breaking the law. So at some point, and yes, I think about this pretty regularly, at some point, these are all things that I'm going to have to do because if I don't, then at some point, Judge Hill's probably going to get fed up with my stupid shit and be like, yo, you should probably stay in jail since you do not understand that you cannot be driving without a license and you continue to get caught driving without them, Miss Inman. I don't even breathe correctly most of the time. I swear I feel like my breathing patterns are not like everybody else's, and I subconsciously be catching myself holding my breath sometimes, just like some of that I think is probably due to some trauma and that I just still am recovering from that. And I just constantly will just sometimes catch my breath because that's, I'm pretty sure a side effect of like serious post traumatic stress. Like, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Definitely not a doctor, but I'm pretty good at medical stuff. Like, I have a lot of random medical knowledge. Pretty good at that. Like, I forget what we were watching the other day. We were watching something and they were trying to diagnose something that was medical and like, oh yeah, like way before they got to it, I said what it was. It was Lyme disease. Yeah. Right. But anytime technically they can get you on that, right? So anytime you get in your car and you're going somewhere, you're doing business. If you're going to the store to get groceries, you're doing business with the grocery store. You know what I mean? You go to work, you're doing business. You go to church, that's kind of like conducting business. It's personal, albeit, but I mean, it's probably the argument could be made. Trust me, nobody wants to be able to make the I can drive around without a driver's license argument more than me. I would love to be able to find a legitimate one that's solid that will allow me to do that without on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, just it's not gonna happen. I've tried. I literally do this all the time. I try. It never happens. I mean, I drive without one. There's not anybody physically like waiting to like prevent me from getting in the car and drive without a license. I do it all the time. It's when I get caught. which only happens if they get behind me and there's some kind of issue with the tag that makes them have a valid reason for pulling me over, because it's never been anything that I'm doing driving that's reckless that gets me pulled over. I think I'm subscribed to that channel. I'm subscribed to a lot of different kinds of auditing channels too, and crime channels. Um, yeah, it's also good to have just a regular ID. Like, for example, if you're not going to get a driver's license, that's totally cool. Go get an ID, because they're going to ask you to identify yourself, and they're going to want to know why you don't have some form of identification if you don't. And if you're not good at talking to the cops when this occurs and you don't have either one of those, you're probably going to go to jail until you can prove you are who you say you are. Or you can pull your phone out quick enough with the Facebook pulled up and they can verify somehow that way, which that's worked for me before. That's something that's passed as an ID verification here, at least in Buncombe County. I don't know whether or not that cop was supposed to allow that to happen and whether or not he was in his right to do that, but he did. Or was that was actually Haywood County. So it was not this county, it was the next county over. It's actually a little bit more stricter when it comes to their like pulling people over and them not having a license. Usually you're going to jail in Haywood County if you don't. They pull you. That's not something they just don't drive off from without a ticket. Seldom. Like, that's a rarity. So I'm very lucky. I had to give the good Lord a shout out for that. Like, hey, no, I owe you. I'll go to church. I'm not sure when. Call me back. Yeah. But I'm gonna go. Chill. It's just that church is like a lot nowadays. Like, for example, whenever I do participate in church, I usually do it from home and I usually watch Elevation Church. But hey, Boa, how's it going? Is it super? It was 80 degrees here. I can't even hotter where Sasquatch is today. It was 80 here. It's supposed to be just like that tomorrow. But we're in the middle of color season too. So it's like, this is that weird time of year for like Western North Carolina, especially, where like the weather doesn't really know what it wants to do. It can't make up its mind. And then people tend to get sick, which is why all that is congested. It sounds congested and gravelly and stuff, because there's a certain type of pollen out there right now that's abundant, and it's been driving me nuts. There's a lunar eclipse though this weekend that I'm really hyped up about. I also needed to do my nails today, but I didn't get. No, I don't think I'm going to make it to the store in time. The only way I'm going to make it to the store in time is if the car is back within the next like 30 minutes and I can jump in it immediately and drive to the Walmart down the street and get some glue, because my nail glue is totally out. And I was going to actually do my nails today. For some reason, I felt like bougie, like, oh, girly today and do my nails. Plus, I was vibing with that color. It's like a teal, like a really dark teal hunter green color. It's really pretty groovy. It fits with the season. Totes fits with the season. So like, that's what I was wanting to do. Just around for heavy wet snow. Gosh, we're supposed to get like a more of a nor'easter this winter, to where it's supposed to be super cold but really dry. If I'm not mistaken, that was the type of winter we had whenever we had the blizzard back in '93. When I was just a young one. When I was just a little whippersnapper. '93, I would have been like 6, or something like that. Yeah, 6 or 7. Because I was born in '86. Yeah. So, yeah. Did some shopping, like early Christmas shopping. You're up north, like you're up in Canada, yeah? Or like at least up in north of the USA, North American continent, or further up. I don't do the cold very well until and when I have more meat on my bones. I still don't do cold very well. I sleep in layers even when there's heat and stuff down here. Like, what does that say? Hold on, got 10 years on me. I have noticed, I know I've always been this way since I was a little kid. I've always tend to hang out and gravitate towards people that are a little bit older than me. I guess because y'all have lived a little bit longer, and it seemed to me that y'all had a little bit more wisdom than I did. So I just tend to hang out with people that are older than me. Y'all have a little bit more sense and logic and reason. And that is really scarce nowadays. So I try really hard to keep that at the forefront of most of the stuff I do. Not everything. Like I said, I'm impulsive, and it is me. So like I'm known to get a little unhinged every now and then. Like, life wouldn't be fun anyways if we were all like plain Janes and boring Barneys. Yeah, I just made that up. I just made that up. Not, you know what I mean? Like, or purple Barney. Blizzard in '93. Yeah, there was in Yeah, in 1993, the East Coast, I think most of the whole eastern seaboard got slammed with a blizzard. Here in North Carolina, I know we had at least 6 to 8 feet in some areas of within this one storm. Like, we were out of school for 2 or 3 weeks. I remember my sister got lost out there one day because she walked off in the wrong area and went in a ditch that was like a little culvert area normally when there wasn't any snow, but she forgot about it and was just like way down in there. That was funny. That was funny. She also almost caught her hair on fire. Um, because we were sitting on the edge of the stove, like the oven door. We were sitting on all like on the edge of it, and there was like 4 or 5 of us on it. When it started to tip, like most of us bailed except for her. She didn't understand what was going on. My aunt was pregnant. She was babysitting us, and she was freaking out. She comes running in there and like Incredible Hulk lifts the damn stove up, and then proceeds to start yelling, "Why didn't you guys get her?" Like, self yo. No. We were just so scared. Like, we were all, every one of us were like between the ages of like 6 and under, with the youngest probably being my sister or my younger cousin who was like 4, maybe 3.5 going on 4. So we were small. We could not have lifted the stove up off of her, even if all of us were trying. So yeah, my aunt was just being super upset because she's pregnant and she's babysitting like 4 fucking kids, and there's a damn blizzard outside, and all the stove's about to fall over on one of them. Because why? Because they're sitting on the door. She was totally understandable. Back when I was like a kid, then I was like, this bitch is crazy. And I had kids of my own, and I was like, she was so within her right. Why did we survive? She should have beat us to death. Some of the stuff we put my aunt through, like, whoa. Some of the stuff we put my parents through, me alone, like coming home at 14 pregnant. Excuse me? Didn't even know you were sexually active. What do you mean you're pregnant? Yeah. So, yeah, I love my parents. They're awesome. Super, super, super blessed and grateful that my parents, I say that all the time because I just think my mom and dad are just adorable. They're just the cutest little couple. They're just the cutest little interracial couple that live on the top of the mountain up there. I think they're so cute. They're just super old school. And they don't ever, like, I don't watch my channel. I don't think they watch any of my videos. I used to watch Ice Road Truckers a lot. Um, but honestly, watching that gives me a lot of anxiety when they have to go over those bridges that are like, or no, across the lakes that are somewhat frozen, and the ice is getting thin because it's towards the end of their freaking season. Like, that gives me a lot of anxiety, like major anxiety. Anytime you got a car going over water, I get I get nervous. I don't like to drive over bridges that go over water here in town. I get really nervous. I hate that. I don't even like driving on the interstate most of the time. Somebody else to drive if we have to go do long road trips, and especially if we're doing anything where the interstate is wider than 40 is right here in our area, which is at most, because they're doing work on it right now, is like 6 lanes wide to 8 lanes. I think they're adding in the other two right now in this area as I speak. They're literally widening the interstate right out here in front of where I'm staying right now. So the traffic gets really crazy, and especially at 5 o'clock. And it's part of the Raytheon stuff where they are putting in their entrance to their facility, which is running parallel to the French Broad River, which runs into Big Creek area, and Raytheon is on the back of Biltmore Estate property, which also runs adjacent to the Big Creek area. The Biltmore Estate and the Vanderbilt, they own like so much of this town. It's insane. Like no matter where you are and you're looking out, you can see the Biltmore Estate in the center of it's like in the heart of Asheville, and then you can see nothing but like empty land that they've developed where their hotels and stuff are not developed on the property of the estate. Is just empty wooded area for like miles and miles radius around, and then you'll start to see where people make up the rest of the town and where they live. But they do own like a crazy amount of land. I mean, they were able to donate the land that Raytheon's on was Biltmore Estate property until they donated it to them for the purposes of them building the facility there. I don't know which part of Raytheon is going to be there because there's two different. Uh, there's Raytheon Aerospace, and then there's the other part of Raytheon, and I don't know which part of Raytheon is actually coming here to Asheville. I'm assuming that it's probably got to do with the aerospace um, part of it, just because where they're putting it is super close to the airport and stuff like that, and the power plant. So that's just my assumption. I was reading a Boa Omega's. Yeah, so I think that's what they're wait. Oh yeah, I would love to see that. Sometimes I just I don't know. I was gonna say too. Does Sasquatch? If you're still, do you still have the link to this? Because this is still the same. Pretty sure this is the same. It's the same link that I had given you all that access, the admin permission, and all that stuff. I'm digging that whole spooky background, the spooky feature on the restream. Is the sound good with the restream? Has it been okay live so far? So good. I started to hook up my microphone, but I wasn't sure if that was going to greatly impact the audio or not. And these Samsung headphones seem to be the ones that I get the least amount of feedback from. Or when I wear the other ones, that mic is super sensitive, and Papa says that I'm always beating the mic to death. So I found that when I use these with the Samsung, their auxiliary plug-in, that doesn't necessarily happen, and the microphone is like right here. So it's like just the right amount of space away from my mouth. Smoking auditor. I hope you got those sound issues worked out. Yeah. Yeah, is it not letting you post it in there? If it's not letting you post it in there, there's a setting that I've got to fix. It's not, but yeah, you can go ahead and post it. It should allow you. Um, yeah, because sometimes when I use my colored mic, I have to go in and change the actual setting in the restream from like what's it called? stereo input. I think I have to change it over to stereo input to use my mic. And unless I'm really, unless y'all really can't hear me that great, I don't think it's necessarily that big of a deal. It's just cool when I plug it in because it's got all the different colors and stuff that change. I've been looking for laptops to try to. Have y'all seen that there has been like a major uptick in earthquakes out there in Cali, and that they're keeping an eye on the seismic? That is so kind of you. That is so cool of you because I guess Sasquatch gets porn bombed from time to time. Thank God I never had that happen. I know. I guess that's a common thing that happens on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's clicking on the link in a true crime creator's chat is what happened to my. That's how my PayPal uh, got hacked into, and after that happened, I literally refused to participate in a chat that creator was holding, and I actually tried to block. I blocked him for a while, and then I seen other creators were still like posting and using some of his content for like information, and it was actually solid information that's like vetted and stuff. So I unblocked them, but I will not go and watch any of their lives or those or anything like that. And if I do, or he's a guest on something, then I won't even go and look in the chat. I'll just watch the video. No, I can't. I cannot afford to have shit like that happen. Like a YouTube channel, it would suck if they shut my YouTube channel down and I had to start all over again because it took me so long to get my channel to where it is now. But no, but like hacking my account, that's like it's like almost the end of the world for me. And I needed some chocolate. I was dying. I'm sorry. That's a sweet. I've been good. Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to Bo? Because Bo is cold. I have been good. I just went to court Tuesday. Um, and to go back in January, at the end of January, and as long as everything is taken care of with the door, as long as everything is taken care of with the door, um, yeah, for sure. Now the VPN is still like new to that because my buddy's usually the one that's real good at that kind of stuff. But yeah, but I go back at the end of January. As long as I've got the door taken care of, that stuff will go out starting Monday. I have to go once a week and I have to sit in this class for like an hour to 2 hours. It's about drug support and peer recovery. When I complete those classes, which I will find out how many I have to take in January, they haven't decided yet. When I get those classes complete, then any of all my other charges will be completely taken off record, which is important to me because I don't like having those charges on my. I haven't got to check out a live stream from Sam in a while. In fact, the first time I've seen Sam in a while was whenever Sasquatch had him on here recently. Um, there is a waffle making, like they specialize in making waffles, like waffle cones for ice cream and waffles, whatever. Um, it's called the Dalai Lama. It's supposed to be opening real soon here in Biltmore Park. I can't wait because I love waffles. I love waffles. I'm a waffle person. If it's like waffles to pancakes, waffles. Pancakes, I got shit on waffles. Pancakes are good. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I think like 11 or something like that. I think I got it set to where I get his notifications. Um, that's weird that I have not listened to the song yet. Why don't you get the link and then you can play the song up here? Because I've been so tripping on the Delphi shit for the last days. Like that really, honestly, when I haven't been talking to Sasquatch, like I have been full on obsessed um, with this whole thing that's going on with Delphi lately. Because okay, so I started watching true crime when I was like 9 years old because of this case that had to do with these three kids in Arkansas in West Memphis. If you don't know about it, you can go look up the West Memphis Three. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there for them. Damian Eccles and Jason Baldwin and Jesse Miss Kelly. And they are the boys that were accused. They're accused of killing these three little 8-year-old boys way back in the day. Anyways, they were wrongfully convicted, but they sat in prison for like 20 something years before they were able to get their convictions overturned. Um, and so like my whole life is that's been something I've always been like really like passionate about is people being wrongfully convicted of things. And that's what got why I started watching true crime. This case in Delphi is one following from the very beginning. Um, and they just recently arrested their suspect for the crime. The crime in that case was teenage girls were murdered back in February of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And they hadn't been able to find the killer. They had a suspect because one of the girls was smart enough to take a little bit of a video on her phone. Um, the guy that they had labeled as bridge guy for like the last 5 years, they were not able to find this guy. All of a sudden, last year, right before Halloween, they arrest a guy. They literally no physical evidence whatsoever, as far as we know, to support this. The probable cause affidavit in this case was sealed for quite some time, and still only parts of it have been released. Um, the first judge recused themselves for the conflict of interest or something like that. The judge that's sitting on there now was pulled from another county. She fucking sucks. She needs to be removed as well because she's got a clear bias against the defendant. So therefore, the defendant's not gonna get a fair trial. He's already getting railroaded as it is. It just really has got me all the way fucked up because she tried to have both of his attorneys removed. One of them actually recused himself last week while the other one stayed on and filed a motion to have the judge removed. She, in return, denied that motion and denied the motion to have the defendant moved to another facility for his own protection, which he should have been. She keeps refusing that motion. Um, and the two new attorneys that she appointed are from the same public defender's office of the county that she presides over, which is Allen County, which is one county over from where the crimes took place, Carroll County, Indiana. Oh, I want to show that one. Sorry. Um, I just don't know why it's not showing. There we go. Um, yeah, well, it's I really respond to that question right now without going off on a tangent about it's it's all of our jobs, potential jurors at some point, if you follow your crime, to look at the facts and the evidence of the case, and the jury has to be able to find the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. There's no way, if you have a logical brain in your skull cap, that that's the conclusion that you would come to in this case, and that Uh, oh, I know. Oh my God, are you really? It's a cute kitten video. I just know it. I always want to click on it, but if I click on it, then it's going to take me right out of the stream, and not that's not what I want to do. I actually do want to watch it. I don't know how to do the screen share thing without it. Hold on, maybe I can. Let's see if Emma can do this. Let's see. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. This is the whole reason that I gave Sage admin permission. They probably wouldn't want me on one either. They, you know, but then again, some defense probably wouldn't want me on a jury. Like, honestly, it just depends on what the case was as to whether or not you would want me sitting on your jury panel. I don't. I think in the Delphi case, given my background and everything, they would probably opt out on having me on the jury panel based on things that have happened to me as a child. They would probably think that I would just be automatically biased and against the defendant because that's the way they choose jury members. They literally do background checks on them and all kinds of stuff like that. I don't think they would want me sitting on that panel, although it probably would, in that case, in the Delphi case, it would be in the defense's best interest to have me on that panel. But I can't automatically, even saying that, I realize I have a bias for the defendant in this case, so I would not want to I would make impartial and unfair decisions. Hi, Fab Daddy. It's good to see you here. Happy Friday. Um, Based on the fact that I feel like he's already being unfairly treated. So I would want to counteract that. So I would be making decisions based on that, and that's not good. That's not a good way to be when you're a juror. So that's why they're the juror during the trial, and you can't be talking to them. They're not supposed to be doing no media shit and watching COVID and all that stuff. Um, Bammy and Dammy like that. That's cool. I, are they black cats? Because oh my gosh, I'm not that big of a cat person because I'm a dog person. However, if they're black cats, I get a little excited about black cats. I saw a black cat today when I was at my friend's house, a kitten. So cute. And then I saw a hairless cat, and I still don't know how to feel about hairless cats. I don't know how to feel about them. They look, they just look so bizarre because we're just so used to seeing them with hair. And then when you see them when they're just skin, it's just weird. It'd be like chicks just being bald all the time. It would just all it would just be weird. Not that there's anything wrong with chicks that are bald. There's not. Britney Spears, we didn't forget. But I'm just saying. The cats, yeah, and angry they look like angry old women. Those cats do. They're always just mean mugging and yeah, like they got something to say. I don't know. They freak me out. I don't like the because we're like used to seeing cats and they have fur, so like there's a texture thing that happens that occurs in my mind when I see them, and I go, something's not right. It'd be like, yeah, same thing with like dogs that hardly have any hair on them, or it's weird. I seen a Hoarders episode yesterday. I just had a flashback and that traumatized because we were talking about hairless cats, and I was like, what if it was a hairless rat? Like, oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. Like I knew that somebody was gonna be coming home eventually, so I was like expecting the door, but then I wasn't ready for that. Clearly, I was really genuinely starting. Yeah. No. Did you message me? That's okay. It's okay. Um, the door scared me. Like I literally was not expecting you to come in. So like just now, the door scared me. I jumped. I was like, yeah, it was loud. We can. Yeah, because I need to get some nail glue anyways before they close. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. So I'm gonna go do that because I've already been on for an hour, and then I'll come back later, and then I'll probably jump in on somebody else's panel. I'll be trolling, so just be looking out for me, talking to you guys and catching up. And I'll check out the video, and then Papa, I'll check out the song right now, and then I will message you about it. Okay. Thank you guys.